Jennifer. So today I have a DIY reindeer ears and cat ears, basically DIY animal ears. These are inspired by the ones from Forever 21 that are always out of stock. These are like the metal ones, not like actual furry, you know. Okay, you guys have seen the intro, you know what I'm talking about. If you're watching this, give it a thumbs up because I know you're here if you're listening to this right now. And make sure to subscribe. Also, you best believe that this is the sweatshirt that I made in last week's video. Sweatshirt. Let's not get sidetracked, but it is the Mendez one. If you guys can see it, I don't know. Slightly over obsessed, but it's okay. But yeah, let's get started with the video.
So what you're gonna need for this DIY are some metal headbands. I got these off of Amazon, and you want to make sure you get the flat ones just because it's easier to stick stuff to it. Then you're gonna need some wire. I got some copper wire from the hardware store, but if you don't have that, you can definitely use like some wire from a spiral bound notebook. And now you're gonna need some glue. I'm using some E6000, but you can also use like a glue gun. So first I'm going to show you guys how to make the basic shape of the cat ears. So I'm going to take about like, I'd say 12 centimeters of the wire and kind of twist it just so it breaks off, because I don't have an actual wire cutter like who has that. And then I'm making another of the same length. Now you're just going to bend that in half so that it makes a triangle shape. And now I'm going to take my pliers. You don't have to use pliers, you can just use your hands because copper wire is really soft. I'm just going to bend the ends in just so that I have something to stick to the headband. I would actually recommend bending in more of the wire, but I cut mine kind of short so I didn't have enough, but this is good enough anyway. So I just glued that onto the headband with my E6000 glue, and then you want to like reinforce it with more glue once it's dry just so it doesn't fall off. And that's the cat ears. It's super simple. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make the reindeer ones. These are a little bit more complex, but they're still pretty easy. So I'm just actually looking at a photo of My Life as Ava because she slays me, and also because she's wearing the reindeer ears in this photo. So this one is kind of hard to explain in words. It's better just to watch. Basically, what I'm going to do is make 3 little lumps for the ears on the right side of the wire. The most important part of this is to have a flat edge on the bottom, and that's just so that you can actually stick it to the headband. So as you can see here, I have a little piece of wire going across the bottom, and now I'm gonna make a second piece of the exact same thing just by kind of taking the wire and following the line that I already made, and just flip it over so that, you know, it's the opposite side. Now you're gonna take your glue and just glue the 2 ends together so that it won't move. Once that's dry, you can glue that to the actual headband. For this one, I would recommend reinforcing it a little bit more just because it's heavier. Decoration time, let's go! Okay, I'm in a singing kind of mood, probably because I just watched High School Musical, but I'm going to show you guys 4 different ways to decorate your animal ear headbands. So the first one is this like lacy, flowery, not lacy, just flowery kind of headband, and it's probably the easiest one. So for this one, I got some lace flower trim kind of thing. I got this from the thrift store actually, so you can find a lot of cool stuff there. So basically, I'm just going to glue the flowers down to the headband. It's so easy, so this definitely took me like less than 5 minutes, and yeah.
When you smiled over your shoulder, for a minute I was stone cold sober.
Guys, you probably thought I bought these flowers from Michael's or something, but no, I made them out of paper. So let's go. So what you're gonna do is take some cardstock. I chose the purple because, I don't know, purple's poppin', I guess. Where did that come from? Let's move on. So I just drew about 1 centimeter strips, lines down vertically, and of course you want to cut them out. Now we're going to start folding. So you're going to fold diagonally down into a kind of triangle. Then you're going to fold just along parallel to, you know, the paper strip. Then you're going to fold that long piece backwards, and you're gonna keep folding inwards and then fold backwards and then fold inwards and then fold backwards and inwards. Just, you want to keep doing that until you don't have to fold inwards anymore. You just have to fold the triangles backwards. I know this is kind of confusing in words. I will also link a video down below that explains more in depth. I feel like if you watch what I'm doing, it should be pretty self-explanatory. Now that you're done your flower, you're just gonna glue the heck out of that base so it does not move. I didn't have my glue gun, which would be a lot easier, so I had to kind of just hold it until it dried, which was a very long time. So I ended up using 5 roses on each side, so I had 10 in total, and I'm just gonna glue each rose down. Yeah. and this is how it turned out, and I really like these.
The world is waiting gold. Maybe you don't have to rush, you can leave us.
So now we're gonna take a little break from the cat ears and move on to the reindeer ears. Obviously you can decorate your cat ears this way too, but I decided to do them to my reindeer ears. So for this one, I actually bought these little pearly beads from Amazon. I'll link them down below. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue about like 2 centimeters apart and just put the little pearls on there. This one is also super easy. They're all really easy actually.
Tangled in sheets.
Now for these Ariana Grande inspired lace black cat ears. I first put a line of glue on the whole entire cat ear, and then I took this random piece of black fabric that I got off of an old shirt. You can use like ribbon or like any kind of fabric that you can find that's black, and I just wrapped it around the whole entire ear just to cover it up. This part is fairly easy, and then you just want to glue the ends down so that it's not going anywhere. And you want to do that to the other side as well. Now I'm taking this old shirt that I had that was like way too small for me, and it had this lace pattern. I put a line of glue around the whole ear, and then I placed down my lace and cut around it so that I just, you know, cut off the excess. And I flipped the cat ear to the back, and I'm just gluing the excess down so that it doesn't show. Now you are done. So let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite.
So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and that is pretty much it. I will see you guys next time. Bye!